Hello, my name is Leidy Perz. I talk about the use of ICTs in English language learning. Through the years, the advance in technology and the importance of learning by virtual method have been evidence since the pandemic. It was evidence the shortcomings and difficulties in terms of technology, with further evidence the need to implement new methods of study. In many schools, it has been possible to evidence the few technological recurses used and how little motivating some class can be for few teaching strategies and new learning methods that can improve learning and performance of all students. The research project is intended to address and solve performance problem science. Many teachers not well prepared or continue with traditional methodologies we do no benefit students. With this research, we intend to implement ICT in English learning. Inside there are many interactive and dynamic resources that improve academic performance and interest in learning second language. The research will be applied to a population of students who are part of the virtual environment, so we can have a real context of the situation we face. Shaping this, we will be able to notice the errors and advantages obtained thus to the implementation of ICT and to see results in the teaching and learning process. Maria Montessori recommends that the material should be carefully designed, attractive, simple, child-size, with their own error control. Should progress from the simple to the complex, from the concrete to the abstract, and be made and such a way that the student finds in the only one difficulty to solve and not many. General and specific adjectives. To use conveniently the ICT resources in order to motivate the interest for knowledge in an environment of abundant information, with the purpose of providing the academic performance of the student. To know the preference of an ICT methodology versus a traditional teaching methodology. Improve language learning in a dynamic way. Allow access to linguistical and culturally diverse content and facilitate collaboration and communication. Theoretical background. Piaget called this process assimilation or early stimulation. Bongors argues that is not only a physical use that restricts the ability to learn another language at a certain age, below and Canton, the new demand, the higher education focus on the improvement of the educational process, and in this sense, the integration to ICT. Mohammed Al-Kamel. Language learning and teaching is considered to be a complex process. To make such a complex easier, well-advanced teaching aids should be available as it does the need of the whole. Timusin had demonstrated that technology boosts the development to teaching methods as well as student knowledge. Lawrence asserts that technology provides students with the regulation of their own learning process and easy access to information that the teaching cannot provide. Methodology and data collection too. Quantitative field journal. It is an evaluation and reflection tool for the teacher in which classroom dynamic, student learning process and teaching practice are described. Survey. This is useful to know relevant data and also to know the level of satisfaction. Class activity. With these activities, the implementation of ICT was applied, and to verify if the adjectives were met and at the ease of the work evidence with the result as participation and interest in each lesson. Field journals, class activity, survey. Result, conclusion, and discussion. In this project, a research process was developed and some data collection instruments were implemented which were used to collect information about tourists. Significant data were obtained regarding the research process. The research project has taught me a great deal of science thing to the implementation of ICTs. In learning English, I have seen interesting results that encourage to me continue implementing strategies that contribute to improving academic performance and motivation to learn every day. With this work making an effort to find mechanisms that contribute positively to each of the students, to see about their needs, and they will learn in the different way and at different pace. I learned how to relay certain information, keeping in mind that my needs are not the needs of others, that we all have different way of learning. And when applying or sharing resources from the resource, we can improve and the development and design of teaching materials apply in the virtual environment, considering that they are focused on learning a second language. The objective of the result was to implement ICTs in learning. The result obtained during result were that was spaced, since the students were motivated to participate in each meeting, and their participation was achieved in each class, and result were seen in each exercise, since they improved significantly in their learning thing.